Hey everybody, we're back. We're doing Dark Souls 2 now. Oh yeah, I have the internet turned off. You know we're doing this properly. We're gonna connect to the network. We're gonna connect to the network. Get that. How's the volume on this? That's better. Hey Bane. Yeah, something like that. Move this down, there we go. Yeah, something like that. Okay, now we're getting online. It's, I'm having a hard time actually being interested in the stuff I was doing. How are you doing today, buddy? So I've lost a lot of interest in Deadly Premonition. I don't even know if I'm going to get anywhere with that. Lost Odyssey, I'm probably going to continue at some point, but I'm just not in the mood for it right now. And so I was going through the list of stuff that I've got, like what can we do, what can we do? And I ended up just thinking like, what about Dark Souls 2? But then I was like, what about Bloodborne? And back and forth, I ended up deciding Dark Souls 2. I'm okay. I'm very warm. It's very warm in here. Well, this has gone splendidly so far. But yeah, getting back to what we started with isn't necessarily a bad idea, as the game just crashed. It's not that I'm not feeling up for it, it's just I'm not feeling Deadly Premonition at all. And I'm just not in the mood for Lost Odyssey. So I'm thinking about reworking the schedule again, come back to Lost Odyssey at some point. But Dark Souls 2, get back to the roots like you said. I wanted to do Dark Souls 2 at some point anyway, that is too loud. And call an end to Resident Evil Sundays for the minute. Yeah, I did the Switch version of Dark Souls Remastered. Mostly just to get some playability out of it. So I have Dark Souls Remastered on PS4 as well. But, yeah, I think the frame rate might be more stable on the Switch version because it aims for 30. The PS4 version aims for 60 and doesn't hit it a lot. So, a lot more up and down. But the Switch version aims for 30 and hits it more often. Scholar of the First Sin is the call it like a director's cut. It's got all the DLC of Dark Souls 2. It runs at 60, and honestly, coming from Dark Souls 1 to Scholar of the First Sin, when I first tried it, was unbelievable. It feels so much smoother, it's crazy. Alright, well. Doing it in offline mode, I guess. But it also has a bunch of rearrangements and stuff. Different placements of enemies and stuff like that. But I'm not overly sure everything it's got because I never did the original Dark Souls 2.
Maybe in a dream.
Because I was mostly really stubborn about wanting to do the first game first, and it took me ages to actually sit down and do the first game. But yeah, let's get back to our roots and finally continue the Soul series. That'd be nice.
A place where souls may mend your ailing mind. You will lose everything.
Walking off that roof was just unbelievable. I can't believe I did that.
Of the curse. An augur of darkness. Your past, your future, your very light.
That's what I get for reading the chat instead of paying attention to where I was going.
None will have meaning, and you won't even care. By then, you'll be something other than human. A thing that feeds on souls, a hollow. Long ago, in a walled-off land far to the north, a great king built a great kingdom.
You mean Anor Londo?
They called it Drang Lake.
Oh, that's not Anor Londo.
Perhaps you're familiar. No, how could you be? But one day, you will stand before its decrepit gate without really knowing why.
As far as I'm aware, it's set in the same world and has some connection to the first Dark Souls. But we're going to Drang Lake instead of Lordran, so we're in a different part of the world. We're a different character. I forget what the character in Dark Souls 2 is called. There's the Chosen Dead in the first one, the Ashen one in the third. I forget what this one is. And it's also an unknown amount of time after the first game.
Like a moth drawn to a flame.
Well, that looks horrifying.
Burn in anguish. Time after time.
Time after time.
For that is your fate. The fate of the cursed.
Off we go. This Sunday stream was a mixed bag. I was doing Leon A. Claire B run on the GameCube version of RE2. What was it? An hour and 27 minutes on the Leon run, but I messed up the Claire run by not getting the spade key. I got confused with Leon B, because Leon B never actually requires the spade key, but Claire B does, and it kind of ruined the entire run. You know, that actually still looks really good. Things betwixt. For Leon A, yeah, probably. Alright, so I don't know if this is coming through on stream, but this already feels a lot smoother than the first Dark Souls. Like I say, Scholar of the First Sin goes for 60, and I think it achieves it pretty well. But I'd have to look into the analysis. There's a lot of individual blades of grass, isn't there? Although that's probably just a small clump of repeated objects. But the effect works. This is interesting, actually. I haven't created my character yet. So I could be a guy or a girl, we don't know. It's interesting they've let me play as the character at this point. Well, there's some inviting light over there. Uh-oh. What is that, bleed? Uh-oh. 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 No, I'm dead. Maybe I should have a death count. Give me a minute. I might actually be able to create one. I do have the bot. I do have the bot now. Let me see this. But how do I get it to actually count the deaths, I wonder? Okay, we need to change that. Yeah, let me see if I can look into this. Because I think the death count... Has it popped to you? Oh, has it popped up for you, Bane? Oh no, I stopped it again. Give me a minute. I'm trying to figure out how to get it to actually count them. Okay, I think I've got this. Let me sort it out. 0 start. Okay, death. Death 0. Command death +1. Command death plus. There we go. Can you keep track of that for me, Bane, please? I can't... Bane, you can't leave yet. You have to count the deaths for me. Alright, do you see how it works? Let me see about changing the font. There we go. And the command doesn't pop up on When you type the command, it doesn't pop up in the stream, but the bot's reply of how many deaths we've got do. And so when I die, you put the command and just put space plus. And that should be just something for mods, actually. But it should be good. Is it good? Well, then nothing's going to pop up because it's an AI and it's not going to know what you're talking about, is it, Bane? Yeah. So I set the bot up last week and there's a bunch of stuff we can do with it. It'll be worth having a test stream for this at some point. So we've got the only command I have for the minute is the follow command. So you put the follow and the follow pops up, but this is also set on a timer. So every so often it'll just pop it up. And there's a bunch of stuff that I want to do with this as we go. Let me move this closer, it should be better. If you type death instead of death, it isn't going to understand you. Let me see about adding quote. You know, this is something for another time. But we have the death counter set up. So if you can keep an eye on that for me, please, Bane. And when I die, add to the death counter, please. There isn't a cake command. Like I say, I should do a whole test. Because we've got the bot set up now. I should do a whole test to get some more stuff on there. For the minute, that's all I've got. The follow, which pops up every now and then. It's set on a timer, although as a moderator you can activate it as well by typing exclamation mark follow. Well, you know, probably don't want to go there yet. Let's go to this warm, inviting light.
What seems to be the ruckus?
That's weird. That should be set for moderators.
Your face. The face of the curse.
It is. Try it again, Bane.
It's an
You see.
undead.
There we go. Try it again, Bane.
To play. They all end up here. All the ones like you. You spoke to that kind old dear, didn't you?
Simpsons themed commands.
You're finished. You'll go hollow. Yes, you will become one of them. Hollows prey upon men. Feast upon their souls.
No, it's not right. It should let you do it.
This is the fate of the cursed.
Mission is set to moderator. You are a moderator. Okay, let me try that. Alright, try it again now, Bane. I've reset it. It was on a user cooldown. So it might have been cooling down after I used it. Try it now.
At least you know your own name.
I don't get what's going on with that, because it's set to moderator and you have moderator permissions.
For sharing. It's a human effigy. Take a closer.
I'll have to go through the commands at some point and try and get them sorted.
What do you think it's supposed to be? Think back, deep into your past. Yes, it's an effigy of you.
Alright, let's create character. Alright, let's see. So the warrior starts with a shield, the knight doesn't. Swordsman has 2 weapons. That sounds risky. Yeah, sorry about that, Bane. I'll look into it and try and get it sorted for you. So like I say, it's set with moderator access, so you should be able to do it, and I don't know why you can't. Yeah, it's best to leave it for the minute. Like I said, I'll look into it and try and get it sorted. I forget what I played as in the playthrough we did of the first game. But because I'm a simple man. Let's see, 11, 8. For, what is that, Dex? In the first game, everybody starts with a shield. Even when you play as Deprived, you have a wooden shield in the first game. So that's interesting, 2 swords, but it's very risky. The bandit has the high dex. No, it's understandable why you'd forget. Let's go with the knight then. Familiar looking effigy returns hollow to life. So the interesting part here is I have no idea what any of these do. The Homeward Bone takes you back to a bonfire, but I'm pretty sure it's a one-time use item. This could be like Divine Blessing in the original game, which was a limited use item. Yeah, it probably would. Ring, which... We'll go with the seed then. Okay. Where am I from? Doesn't tell me. But I'm a pretty white guy. Nothing clean, huh? Nothing clean. Right. Oh, it's wash day tomorrow. That's what it is. Yeah, I'll do. I must ask you a question. Yeah, let's go Beardy for this game. Oh, face tattoos. For the people who don't have beards. Hey, Professor Snape, how are you doing today, buddy? You know what, that'll do. I am not getting into the advanced stuff with the character creation.
All people come here for the same reason.
To die.
To break the curse.
Oh.
You're no different, I should think. Doesn't stand a chance. Well, you never know. Go through the door and trot along to the kingdom. But remember,
It's my first time going through Dark Souls 2. The first Dark Souls was one of the earliest streams. Probably the... Yeah, it was the first one. The first game we streamed all the way through. The first Dark Souls. See there. And now we're back at it. So I did say I want to go through the entire series at some point. Alright. So I got a weapon out of somewhere. It was the first stream, yeah. Yeah, it's definitely better. Yeah, better to have that equipped then. Okay, so we have a straight sword, we don't have a shield. Oh, that's why I can't talk to anybody. Yes, the entire Dark Souls Remastered stream is on the channel.
Let's go on a journey without rest. Well, I suppose if you find yourself at an impasse. But if your will is yet unbroken, then you may return here. To start again. With a clean slate.
Is that just talk about doing a new game? What about you, Granny? Helpful. And you, young lady?
This is a limbo. A link between Drangleic and the outer world. Fair traveller, I know that you must...
Sekiro's a game I want to get to at some point, but not because of its connection to Dark Souls, more because of its connection to Tenchu.
Decayed kingdom.
I like Tenchu. Should we go back out and see where that the giant footsteps led? This is where I came in. Alright, was this the game where they added... Let me check the controls. Yeah, jump control on L3, awesome. So let's see where this leads. I feel I'm gonna regret this. Oh. Hello? Get a feeling I don't want to fight that. Well, I've not got any souls to lose. But I don't have a shield. Means I might as well two-hand this. Hello. Oh, yeah, no. It's some sort of hippo monster. Hi. Neo or Nio, whichever you call it. I've got it. I've been meaning to play it for a while. Come on, come on. There it is. That was good. Oh, it's a Cyclops. Uh-oh. I can't see. Oh, yeah, no. Oh, that was close. That is a slow regen. Come on. One more hit. I can do that. I can definitely get that guy. Neo is, I think, this month is on PlayStation Plus. If you want to just grab it like that. But I bought it a while ago. I think I got the complete edition. Come here. Nope. Oh no, it's death space plus Bane, so that's 2 deaths. I have Salt in the Sanctuary. I've not gotten around to playing it. Because I have heard its reputation as like a 2D Dark Souls, though. Speaking of difficult 2D games, though, one that's really worth a look is... No, Bane, no. Just, like, that's how you do it in future. Speaking of difficult 2D games, though, Hollow Knight was fantastic and is well worth a look. So, I got it on Switch. It was out on Switch, like, way before it came out on PS4 or Xbox One. So I was pretty happy to actually play it. And it's a lot of fun, it's worth getting, especially now that it's easier to get. Damn it. Ah, too much. 2 hits, and then move. Uh oh. Nope. Damn it! Yeah, Hollow Knight gets really difficult, but it gets really gratifying as well. My favourite boss was the... God, I don't even remember what they're called. The 3 guys you have to fight. All 3 of them are on thrones. 3 kings, maybe? But they were really good. There you go, now you've got it, Bane. Oh yeah, it was really difficult. It took me a few tries, but it was a really fun boss fight. I should do Hollow Knight sometime. It was a really good game. And it'd be worth doing before Silk Song comes out. I'm looking forward to Silk Song. Oh, now it's just going to aggro me. So 2 is definitely very risky. These life gems feel like they do nothing for me. They also don't replenish like Estus flasks do. No, 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 I'm dead. I'm probably dead. I'm dead. Yep. That's another death. It's been a while since I've done Hollow Knight. I remember doing a bunch of Colosseum matches. I don't think I did them all. Because it does get really hard, but it is a fantastic game. It's well worth playing. Yes, another death. Thanks, Ben. You know what? Before we go any further, let me add that as a timer. Then let's try that. What is the timer on that? Let's put that as 10 minutes. Okay, so that should pop up regularly then, hopefully. Alright. I can beat this guy, I know I can. Not again! It's been less than an hour. Really shows you the difference between how much I know this game and how much I know the original. I see you lurking there, Star. Okay, so that's not popped out right. So let me mute this for now, and we'll figure that out later. Yeah, there's not many games that there's not many types of games that I don't like. Sports, I suppose. Probably just the biggest group I don't like. Although extreme sports are more my thing. And stuff like, it's like, yeah, I'm not into FIFA, but FIFA Street was pretty fun. Was it? No, I'm not FIFA Street. I'm not into Madden, but NFL Street was fun. Well, it's mostly sports as a genre that I'm not into. You know, that's a good example. I also outgrew FPSs. I think it's because of the way the genre went last generation. So I don't know if I've said this before. Bloody hitboxes. That's another death. I don't know if I've said this on stream though. I've said it before. I used to love first-person shooters growing up. We had stuff like GoldenEye on Nintendo 64, the Bond games on GameCube, stuff like Time Splitters, and then there was stuff like Black, Second Sight. But then last generation, it all just kind of went Modern Warfare. And it was really disappointing. Everything was just the same. Metro Prime's a good example, though. I wouldn't really call that first-person shooter so much as just an exploration game that happens to be played first-person. When it came out, sure, call it a first-person shooter, but these days I think there's enough first-person games that aren't just shooters that we can call it something else. Maybe I should have got a shield. Maybe I should leave this and make some progress. I should make some progress. I never got into BioShock. I played all the way through Bioshock Infinite. I enjoyed Infinite. The problem I have with the first Bioshock is, by the time I got it, the entire twist had been spoiled for me. And I was losing interest in first-person shooters by that point anyway. And so the gameplay didn't hold me, and the story had already been spoiled, so I was like, what's the point? Let me go grab those souls at least. I do intend to go through Bioshock all the way at some point for myself. But for the minute, I've never been through the first or second Bioshock games. I think it's not just that we were younger, I think it's that there was more variety when we were younger in the shooters. And we had stuff that focused more on fun over trying to copy what worked, trying to copy what was popular. We ended up with stuff like Time Splitters, GoldenEye, Doom. Doom 3 did its own thing and was really interesting. That looked really nice. Oh, that's what that does. Interesting. Oh, might as well put the torch on. No, put that on the right hand. Yeah, Half-Life's another good example. Hey Star, how you doing? I have never... The only Half-Life I've played was Half-Life 2 on the original Xbox, and I didn't finish it because the disc was scratched when I bought it. So I got past Ravenholm, and it just wouldn't go further. Where is the torch? I turned that timer off, damn it. I need to work out how to get it to actually say the number of deaths. Where is my torch? Alright, let's go. Oh, you have to light the torch. That's weird. Well, might as well take the first path. Well, the attack speed's pretty quick at least. I'm telling you, having this set for 60 really does make a difference over the original Dark Souls. Nowhere else. There you are. Exploration is always a good thing, but I think a lot of games do kind of mess it up. They'll create these big worlds for you to explore, but then forget to actually put anything interesting in them. Oh, this is going to go well. Oh, hey, backstab. That was an interesting animation. Alright, give me a minute, guys. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys. Weird thing just happened. A letter addressed to me was just hand-delivered. At 9 o'clock. In the night. Alright, where was I? This was about backstabbing, wasn't it? Yes. Yeah, Hollow Knight did exploration really good. I think it was a mixture of good movement abilities, beautiful environment design. I need to get my torch back. Beautiful environment designs. Where's my torch? Why can't I light my torch? You tell me torches are limited items? What? Yeah, let her. Good movement, beautiful level design. The combat was fun and fast paced, which really helped. Oh, it wasn't Royal Mail. It was hand delivered. There was no stamp or anything. There's the post today came by about 12:30ish, I think. Alright, what about... Alright, well, back to where we started. So, this is the one that I used to light the torch to begin with. No, I just can't light my torch. What if I sit at a bonfire? You're telling me torches are limited use items? But yeah, Hollow Knight breaks up its exploration with the fun, fast-paced combat. The movement abilities really work. It's one of the best examples of a Metroidvania. With its... Because the defining point of a Metroidvania is... finding new abilities to expand your movement to allow you to access new areas. And Hollow Knight did that really well. Royal Mail has its ups and downs. I'm really irritated that I've lost my torch now. A dagger. You. That could work. Yeah, Hollow Knight did it really well. But then... It's not much damage, but it interrupts my attack animation recovery, which allows me to throw a second and third attack out faster. It's not a bad idea. Maybe I should have gotten the two weapon guy. Come on. Oh, I can't read that because I broke it now. Oh, that's neat. The Messenger is not a game I've played. Life gem, still not great. Use the item. Okay, so that's the tutorial area. can't crouch into a ball in that nest. I have a feeling I know what that is. I'm going to have to figure out how to slide, because apparently it works differently than it did in the first game. So that's interesting. My max health hasn't gone up. It looks like this game has a max health idea similar to Demon's Souls, but still not quite the same. Because I know Demon's Souls had the thing of being undead meant you had half the max health. Wield the weapon two-handed. Oh, that's interesting. You can wield both weapons two-handed. You change direction in mid-air. Oh, they actually want you to jump. Yeah, as I remember in the original game, there wasn't any kind of mechanic really for dual wielding. An option existed, but only in the DLC, and it was only for one set of weapons. The Silver Tracer and the Gold Tracer. What does that do? Yeah, I really wish I could change that. Spell uses. I do not have magic. It is not of any use to me. I can switch which button I jump with, but not which one I access my equipment with. This wouldn't be a problem if I was playing this on Xbox. But no, I bought this on PS4 like a genius. Because I bought this before I got an Xbox. I have to deal with the stupid touchpad. So it's nice that all these tutorial areas are skippable at least. Hello, mysterious dude. Weird. Yeah, I guess we're going this way then. Oh hey, now it's daytime. Majula. Yeah, apparently not. Apparently I will not pass. You know what? That looks pretty good. I'll give that to him. That looks pretty good. That's the thing, like, Dark Souls 1 looked pretty good. Its big issue is the hardware it's put on couldn't handle it. Which was why the frame rate was garbage, and they didn't optimize the frame rate. They focused more on making it look good than play well. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, there's a bonfire. Well, looks like we've got an area to explore. I played... I had the original Kingsfield that was released outside Japan, which was actually Kingsfield 2. Are you a person?
Who are you? Oh, it doesn't matter. Just help me open this door. I packed my tools in here, seeing it was vacant. But now somebody's gone and locked the door. I'm a blacksmith. I'm nothing without my tools.
Well, you'll be helpful to me then.
Bring me that key. Chop.
It's locked. No, I can't possibly climb through one of these windows. Yeah, Kingsfield, the one that was released outside Japan, the first one. Actually, the second Kingsfield game, I had that when I was younger, and I did not like it. That said, Shadow Tower, which was also done by From Software, is a lot closer to the idea of Dark Souls on PlayStation. If you've never seen that, it's worth a look. Knock, knock. That's a big cat.
Oh, undead are we? And one without much time remaining.
So we're close to going hollow then.
Part, I'd say. Not exactly the time to be chatting with a cat. Well, suit yourself. Oh yes, you may call me Shalqua. Enchanté. So.
Yeah, I don't think Shadow Tower did get a release on PS1. Release in Europe.
You smell wonderful.
You know? Could be McGonagall. I'm thinking Black Cat, but no. McGonagall transformed into a tabby, didn't she? Ring of the Evil Eye, not a bad idea, maybe. That's a good idea. Yeah, probably wasn't released in Europe. Give me a minute. Yeah, I probably never heard of it because it wasn't released in Europe. I only heard about it through a YouTuber I like.
So that something new may be born. Isn't it wonderful?
But I have checked it out a little bit. It's like, if you thought Demon Souls was archaic, oof.
Well, that's dismaying.
It's basically first-person Dark Souls on PS1, and it has all the problems you would expect because of that. That said, I have been meaning to see about picking up... Maybe that's what that falling ring's for, to get down there. I've been meaning to look into picking up Shadow Tower Abyss for the PS2. Oh, that worked. Estus Flash Shard. Yeah, we missed out on a lot of games, not just on PS1, but on Super Nintendo as well. I mean, you follow the stream... Oh wow, these things have a lot of health for being in this area. You follow anything I've ever done, and chances are you've heard me complain that we didn't get Chrono Trigger until 2008. Yeah, we didn't get Dragon Quest 7. We didn't get Dragon Quest at all until Dragon Quest 8. On PS2. Oh, hello.
Hello there.
How you doing?
Welcome to my shop. I'm Morlin, and
They're coming for me.
sorry. Please do have a look at my wares.
Ah. Yeah, we got Terra Enigma. That was like one of the few games we got that America didn't back in the day. We didn't get Final Fantasy until 7. Yeah, Dragon Quest 8 is a game I need to revisit. My introduction to the series, and you know, is probably the best place you could have started. Are these pigs? Jeez, they took a lot of damage. I need to get around to playing Dragon Quest 11. I bought it on Switch and I've not played it yet.
Well, thank you for coming back. I came from the west, from Volgan.
Volgan?
You've been there. It's a lively place, vibrant with trade. Very competitive, of course. And you have to grease the wheels to get anywhere. But I didn't have the funding for that, so I left home in hopes of striking gold. It's been years since then, and I've made very little headway.
Actraiser has been re-released. I'm sure the first one was on the Wii Virtual Console, but of course you can't actually get it now. Did they get another release? Oh, I could do one of these shields. This would be nice. What's its physical? 90. $1,500 souls. Yeah. Sure. Actraiser got re-released on something else. Do I have it on something else? What am I thinking of? I have no idea. I need to go through Illusion of Gaia at some point. Never seen the cartridge. I wonder where this goes. Oh, this isn't going to be the graveyard from the first game. Oh, this isn't going to be New Londo from the first game. Huh. But yeah, stuff like Dragon Quest and Chrono Trigger and Final Fantasy and all the stuff that America got that we didn't really irritates me when Americans complain that we get something before they do. Oh, is that a shield? Nice. Is this a dead end? What is this place? Sewer? Aqueduct? What was I thinking about? Yeah, I've been debating picking up a Super NT for Super Nintendo games. The price is the biggest issue with it, but I really do want to get one. So at the minute when I'm playing Super Nintendo, I'm either playing it on a collection of something through the virtual console or just outright emulating. But it'd be really nice to be able to play the actual hardware. And I could go for an actual Super Nintendo like I did with getting an actual Nintendo 64. But then there's the issue with the sorting out the video so it looks decent on the TV. In the end, a Super NT might be cheaper than that. But there is always just something about playing on actual hardware. So like we got Ocarina of Time going up on the channel at the minute. And it was great going through that again on the original hardware. It's been years since I've played it on Nintendo 64. So much fun. Check up there in a minute. But yeah, it's just something about playing on actual hardware. It's why I still have an original DS. It's why I still have a Game Boy Advance. Oh hey, you gonna be the crestfallen warrior of this game?
You're undead, aren't you?
Are you the same voice actor?
You have that distinct scent, the smell of irreversible fate. This is Majula. It is a kind of settlement. A place where life is almost normal. And in Drang Lake these days, there are very few places like that.
I don't know about Super Nintendos because I haven't looked into it. I know the PAL cables were compatible with basically any region Nintendo 64, particularly the power cable, because it doesn't matter what voltage your plug is outputting. The transformer, the box on the Nintendo 64 power wire, downgrades it to the same voltage regardless of region. So every region, Nintendo 64 is compatible with every region power cable, which was really nice because I got my Japanese N64 and it meant all I needed to do was like pull out those little tabs on the inside. And now I have an NTSC N64 that plays great. And it also turned out that games on the Nintendo 64, the refresh rate they do, 50 Hz versus 60, it's not determined by the game, it's determined by the console. So that's really nice.
Anything living, sentient or no, supposedly has one. What we call the curse is traceable to the soul. Do you see what that means? To be alive, to walk this earth. That's the real curse, right there. We undead.
Well, I would suggest picking up a Super NC, but we went over this when I was looking into it. There isn't a European distributor for them, so we'd have to import one. So I want one, and the main thing that's held me back is that I'd have to import one, which means you've got the cost of buying it, and then the cost of shipping, and then customs charges, which is not going to be fun. Because the Super NC isn't cheap to begin with. And I'd suggest picking up one for yourself, but we went over this together. Oh hey, who are you?
Are you the next monarch? Or merely a pawn of fate? Bearer of the curse, I will remain by your side till this frail hope shatters. Take this with you. May it ease your journey.
Please just be an Estus flask. Thank you.
Go on and see the king. He who made Drangleic what it once was. He who peered at the essence of the soul. King Vendrick. Bearer of the curse, seek misery.
I can level up now.
For
That's
misery
good.
will lead you to greater, stronger souls. You will never meet the king with a soul so frail and pallid.
Alright, well, let me equip my Estus flask. Get rid of that. And let me use this Estus flask shard then. Can I only use that at a bonfire, I wonder? So how many of these do I get? Okay, one use, refill, one use. Well, that's worrying. Well, I guess I'll put the life gem back on. How do I use the shard? But yeah, I understand your... Jeez. I understand your desire to play your Japanese games there. I had a similar issue for a while with my US PS2 games. Because, you know, PS2 is fantastic. But it's region locked. I eventually got round it, but it's easier to do on PS2 than it is on Super Nintendo. You know, this feels like it might be a bad idea. Yeah, well, the point is exploration. What is that? You a friend?
Have you business with me?
That's a big sword, friend.
All blocked up, you see, by this god-awful statue. Heavens above. Bloody.
Sorry. Didn't mean to attack you. Just readjusted myself and the trigger got caught on my leg.
Have you business? The way you under. Heavens above. I'm in quite the pickle now. See that statue? Gives me the willies. You stare at it for long enough, it starts to look alive.
What statue?
It just doesn't seem quite right. There are no craftsmen round these parts. Hey, you don't think a real live person was turned to stone, do you?
Oh god, I hope that's not a status effect. Well, that's going to be problematic. What about this? What the hell are you? Is that a club? Poison. Still got it. Oh hey, Lloyd's talisman returns. That's one way to look at it, Bane. See what his neighbour thinks. You know, I don't really want to take a closer look at what that is. I've been debating looking into picking up an RGB mod for my Nintendo 64, actually. Get an RGB mod, combine it possibly with the Retro Tink. But I'm not entirely sure whether it's going to be worth it. Like, ever since I started looking into video solutions for the Nintendo 64, before I settled on the S-Video that I've got right now, like, oof, fell into a whole rabbit hole of video solutions for old systems. The Retro Tink is pricey though, and the RGB mod for the Nintendo 64. Nintendo 64 doesn't support RGB. It's like, what the hell with that? The Super Nintendo supports RGB. But it's a cleaner video output than S-Video. Let's go this way then. In fact, you know what? Let's level up. Forgot about that. How do I level up?
Seek those whose names are unutterable, the four endowed with immense souls. Their souls will serve as beacons. Once you have found them, return here to me, so that hope will not fade away.
Are we doing the Lord Vessel quest already?
Is that a shard you found?
Yes, it is.
Here, let me see it, so that I may help you.
Oh, that's mighty kind of you.
To see light, to see hope, however faint it might be.
I have to level up through you? What is this, Bloodborne? I can't level up, jeez. I have a feeling this is going to be a problematic game. But yeah, debating picking up the RGB mod. It's a cleaner video signal than S-Video. But it is going to require actually hard modding my system. So we'll see whether I'll go anywhere with that. I need to get a definitive comparison between S-Video and RGB though, to determine whether it's worth it. And the system I'm using at the minute for capturing and streaming N64 footage involves S-Video captured through... S-Video converted through S-Video to HDMI, and then captured through HDMI. But if I do it through an RGB signal, then it could get trickier to capture. So there's that. Boys, there's questions for later dates. Have you tried looking into whether or not you can get some kind of converter for Super Nintendo to Famicom? Super Famicom? I mean, I imagine it's possible with the American Super Nintendo since it's different cartridge shapes and that's it. Huh. Huh. Well, that's another one then. Yeah, the Americans to Super Famicom. Oh well.
Bearer of the curse. Seek souls. Larger, more powerful souls.
Let me turn...
Seek the king.
I turn that command... I turn the wrong command off.
Lest this land swallow you whole, as it has so many others.
There we go. Display the death. There we go, it's just that. Awesome. Alright. Yeah, because an adapter theoretically wouldn't be necessary because Super Nintendo, European Super Nintendo and Super Famicom are the same shape. The difference in the hertz, difference in the refresh rate was why we got the Japanese style Super Nintendo over the American style. Because they wanted region locking, so whether that would work at all. I know with some modification you can get the American system to play Super Famicom games basically no problem. All you have to do is reshape the input slot. It's interesting. Interesting converter. From the design, I'm guessing it's intended to let you play both American and Japanese at the same time. In one convenient package. But again, the refresh rate becomes the big question. And my max health has been going down. I have no idea how to refresh it. Hey, buddy. Well, at least I know I've still got my skills for however much they'll do me. Oh, okay. Yep, still got the fat roll. Mind, I was working on something. Now compare that with the previous roll. Yeah. The fat roll isn't as fat as it was in the first game. Well, that's going to be worth bearing in mind. Alright. Let's deal with these fine gentlemen. Friend? I wonder, is the parry time any larger on this? No, I don't think it is. need to find out what this max health is about. You know, at least it's a pretty game. So how's your video setup for your Super Nintendo main? Are you displaying it on the CRT, or oh, I'm going to deal with you? Displaying it on a CRT or a HD TV? Oh no. Excuse me, gents. You and take care of you. Oh no, they're everywhere. The timing on that might be longer than it was in the first game. Yep, that could have gone better. Cave-in, maybe? So how does it look on your TV then? There's, I imagine it's not great. What did I do? I got my Dreamcast, and my Dreamcast came with the old aerial connector, which thankfully my HD TV has. And it wasn't great. I ended up picking up some standard AV cables, the composite cables. Pretty cheap, and it was a big improvement just that way. But you know, now I go through VGA, and you know, VGA on Dreamcast is fantastic. You ever feel like you're about to walk into a trap? Yeah, sure, I'll take those. Someone's throwing fire bombs. There he is. Well, you know, this was immediately a bad idea. Oh yeah, the PS2. The PS2 is a pain because its actual image clarity is really poor. And it doesn't matter what you display it through. I display my PS2 through component cables, and it's better than through composite. But you know, I've got other systems that look cleaner from the same era. My GameCube looks a lot better. The PS2 just has garbage video output. It's a shame. Yeah. I'm surprised you've not gone out and picked anything up for that, though, for the Super Nintendo. Video solutions for the Super Nintendo aren't hard to come by. You could get it set up with a SCART. Oh, you hold circle and move in a direction in this one. It's not double tap, because that just lets you drop. Yeah. Because like I said earlier, the Super Nintendo supports RGB. So you can just get a SCART input, and it's not particularly pricey. I might see about that for myself, actually. I'll have to consider it. But yeah, I've tried several video solutions for the PS2, and I'm on component cable now thanks to the adapter I have. What's this sword I've got? Straight sword. How is it versus this short sword? Yeah, because the video adapter I got for the Dreamcast to be able to capture VGA has component ports, so I got component cables for the PS2. And it's the best video solution for the PS2, and it still doesn't look all that amazing. Like, regardless of what resolution you're looking into. Well, if you do end up going for a Super Famicom, probably worth a look then. Because the video cables, I think, are all the same. Although, since RGB SCART is a European thing, they didn't get it in America, interestingly enough. Since RGB SCART's a European thing, might be worth looking into whether Japanese Super Famicoms support it. But as far as I'm aware, they do. Or like, just the Super Nintendo line itself does. But yeah, the Mini is great for that. Well, that doesn't sound good. Hey, lads. I knew there were more than two of you. What is this? Oh. Well, that's not interesting then. Before I go to backstab somebody, make sure nobody's behind me. You know, I like that animation. That's a good backstab. It's like when I started using the mace in the first Dark Souls, and it was like... The mace has a really good backstab. Oh, this ain't going well. The two-hand is breaking through my guard. That's not good. Gotta do it. Alright, let's go. Yeah, I actually fell into the beginner's trap there. Always check your corners. What hit me? There's an archer up there. Yellow, red, white is composite. I don't think my TV does, actually, either. My TV has component sockets, but not composite. Which is weird, because I assumed that it did have composite support. Because it has like an AV setting, but the cables don't work for it. Composite through SCART works. Yeah, your red, yellow, white is composite. Component is 5 cables. I don't want to fall down there. Okay, let's do you better. There we go. A witching gun. Yeah. As far as I'm aware, the GameCube component cables are rare and expensive. Turns out they didn't sell very well. People just weren't overly interested in them at the time. And now that people want the better video quality on HD TVs, they are very hard to get hold of. And if you're after an easy video solution for GameCube games like that, your better bet is to play them on the Wii and use component cables from the Wii. It's cheaper and easier to deal with. Alright. You know what, I'm gonna go back to my jeweler. So I can level up. Hello.
Bearer of the curse. Seek soul, seek the king, lest this land.
You know, leveling up at a bonfire didn't need all this chatter. Yeah, no, endurance is not a bad idea, ever. Alright. What is with the health like that? Cardinal Tower. But yeah, I've spent quite a bit of time on video solutions for SD consoles. I might just end up picking up a Super Nintendo actually and working through a solution for SD because it does support RGB SCART. And I wouldn't mind playing Link to the Past like that.
Buy something. Anything.
Why does your hand have a dark aura? Why do you have a dark aura?
An old woman and buy something.
A bright bug. Oh, I'm gonna need that. I'm gonna need that. Looks like 3 items that I'm gonna need. That's a lot of souls for this early in the game. What is this? Up or down? Up or down? Let's go up. Yeah, maybe I will pick up a Super Nintendo and just do it that way. God knows there's a bunch of Super Nintendo games I wouldn't mind playing through again. And playing off actual hardware is always preferable to emulation. Even if it's official emulation. I don't know. I'll take a look. My Life in Gaming's probably got a decent video on Super Nintendo video solutions. Ah, crap. I wanted to kick him off. Item that restores the full health limit. Well, let's take a look then. Reversing Halloween restores your health. So it is Demon Souls. Can't burn it. Okay, so that's not a bad idea. Being able to reverse Halloween at any time isn't bad. You know, I can feel this being a mechanic that I'm not gonna like. Guessing the more you die, the more of your max health you lose until you reverse Halloween. Hello? Ah, damn it. Guessing that's a salamander. Thanks, Professor. This is another case of, you know, it'd just be better if Dark Souls explained stuff. I've heard Dark Souls 2 is more accessible than the first game. Not necessarily easier, but more accessible. If there's one problem the first game really had, it's that it did not explain enough of its mechanics. It's locked. Doesn't open from this side. Guess we're going through the mist. I remember this. Well, playing Scholar the First Sin Edition, so we're going to get to the DLC sooner or later. What is it? 3 crowns. Ivory crown, sunken crown, and other crown. French crown. Crown of the French. I tried to parry that. It might have been a mistake. Move, move. Damn it. Get up. Drink, drink, drink. Yeah, the Estus flask time definitely takes longer in this game. Right, now you should be less of a problem now. Less of a problem, but not no problem. You summoned help for the bosses. Was that NPC help or was it other players? I can probably drop down there. players. I need to stop looking. I need to stop looking at the chat while I am on rooftops. That's how I lost 40,000 souls in the first game. Well, it's probably going to be a while before we get to any of the DLCs. Thanks, Ben. Yep. Miss my halberd. Really do. Give me your halberd. I need to do better with this. Alright, my souls are actually down there. Is there a safe way there? Doesn't look like it. I will probably have to jump. No, no. Well, at least I got another torch. That looks like a bad idea. Go away. Well, you know, these life gems drop quite often. Awesome, you come to me, that makes my life so much easier. I'm worried about falling off that. Climb. Alright, let's go. You have a shield. Do you mind? Alright, that works out. Let me get this again. Okay, just Estus, Estus, Estus. Estus faster. Nope. That was a little bit nervous. I hope these are goodies. Ooh, Titanite. Alright, where am I going? Across the ramparts? Let's see. Watch out for douchebag on the right. That looks like the only path forward. Really does bother me when Dark Souls makes you do platforming. Hasn't gotten any better. I'll check that out in a minute. Right now I have a score to sell. I heard you were saying things. With your bow. Little bitch. Alright, where are we going? You! Nasty words. Yeah, I might look at picking up a Super Nintendo for no reason whatsoever because I can emulate it. Oh my god, there are boulders! You know, that's an interesting point. I knew something was missing from the health interface, the health and stamina. It's the number. There's no humanity counter. So I'm guessing effigies just outright replace humanity. Oh, this guy seems tougher. Oh, you're a friend. I'm sorry.
I was just daydreaming, I think.
I'm sorry. I thought you were a bad guy.
My name is Kale. I'm a traveler like yourself. I'm navigating the continent to create a map.
Well, it's just one boulder. That was the weird thing. I was expecting more.
Why cartography, you ask? Well, that's a good question.
It's a good thing he has a lot of health.
Forsaken land.
And that he didn't aggro onto me.
A curse?
To be fair, look at the guy.
Curse?
Aside from his face, he totally looks like a lot of the hollows I've been fighting that have just been...
I seem to have lost my focus. But I do know one thing for certain. I have always been very fond of maps. I came to this land some time ago. Drangleic, the Lost Kingdom. It sounded so romantic.
I think we have a different idea of romance there, friend.
Oh, there's a rather spacious mansion there. I've made it my temporary home. Well, as something of a squatter, I'm afraid.
Two-hand my shield.
Inside the mansion, I found a strange map, like none I'd ever seen. I believe that it's a map of Drangleic.
Well, that'll be interesting to check out.
Traveling the land to prove it.
It might give me an idea of where I want to go.
Yes, that's it. That's why I came to the kingdom. Wait. No. That wasn't it. Then what? I don't seem to recall. Were you looking for that map? Wonderful. Then you're fascinated by maps, just like me.
Apparently.
Shame on you. You should have told me before. Here, take this. A key to the mansion. What a joy to meet a kindred spirit out here.
That's probably going to be worth checking out.
Incredible, really, isn't it? Such a map to be chiseled in stone.
Stone map?
Oh, but one thing. I would not venture deep into the mansion. Now, I can't be certain, but I've heard disturbing noises.
Well, that sounds wonderful.
Something about it feels wrong. Just be careful, please.
There is a guy over there.
I'll be back in the jeweler soon. Perhaps we will meet again and discuss maps at our leisure.
Oh, did you not talk to the guy repeatedly?
Perhaps.
Was that your issue, Professor? Okay, so that's not a kick. That becomes one of the interesting points with Dark Souls. You didn't find this place till later. Well, it was a very close thing. I almost went down before I went up. It's definitely something you can see with the foot. Oh! It's something you can see with the first Dark Souls as well. There's just just the little bits. They'll lead you in different directions. Thanks, Bane. Yeah, just the little differences in direction people go to. It'd be really interesting. When I'm done with this, I probably will be interested in seeing other people's playthroughs and how they compare to mine. Other people's first time playthroughs and how they compare to mine. Why is there no riposte animation? Every time I've parried so far, I've not gotten a riposte. Yeah. Repeat playthroughs of Dark Souls can be interesting, but I think the first time playthroughs are the best. Ah, you bastard. Ow. Oh. No. Move! Jeez. Do you mind this was a private fight? Yeah, I think your first time playthrough is the best, when people are discovering stuff for the first time. Dude, you coming over so we can fight? Alright, screw you. Two, three, four. Alright, this way. Let's go get my stuff. Then we'll head up. No boulder this time. Alright, got my stuff back. Yay. Let's never go down there again. Alright, let's go. Getting used to the subtle differences between this and the first game is interesting. Like how the Estus takes longer. It's a slower actual recovery, but the animation also takes longer. I never immediately follow up a JRPG with another playthrough of that JRPG. Generally just because of how long they are. So how do I get back up? Oh, I go this way. Right. Well, I answered that question. Let's go deal with the big guy again. Yeah, generally because of how big they are. When I was younger, I probably could have done that, but these days... I get burnt out on a game when it starts taking too long. Very few games manage to hold my interest for that long. Damn it. Stupid tree. stupid tree. Come on. There we go. I need more life gems. Alright, progress. Progress? Progress. Well, that looks wonderful. Yeah, no, I'll come back later, it's okay. That looks like a bad idea right now. New Game Plus is an idea I would have loved a lot more when I was younger, when I was more likely to play the same games repeatedly. Nowadays, New Game Plus is something I rarely bother with. It's a nice concept, but I don't get much use. Oh my god, that is a bad idea. It's a good thing I know what a ballista looks like. Okay, get in there. Make sure there's nobody operating these. Huh. Let's take a look at that shield. Better in almost every way. It's not that he seemed kind of busy, it seemed like he would probably smash me into the ground. And while in Dark Souls 1 I'd be totally up for that challenge, this game just is not as friendly with the Estus flasks. Wait a minute. Doesn't look like there's anyone here. Right, so I need that from the merchant. But yeah, the whole Estus flask situation really changes everything. Alright. Okay, so not a mimic, but there are trap chests. Here I thought that big gust of smoke that came out of it was because it was such a really cool, useful item. Guy up on the rampart there. Oh, rampart in the window. Two guys. Friends, even. Can't go that way. Okay, they look Armed. Legendary chest. You know, not gonna lie, kinda had that thought. Alright, take your time, Bane. I am really low on life gems. No. I don't think I want to go over there yet. Is this a giant sword? Is that a giant hand attached to a giant sword? Oh hey, one of you guys. Well, now's probably a good time to use the life gem. Well, I think that works out. So he has a 4-hit combo. You know, there's a lot of things that could have been going way better. I have a bad feeling about this. Yep. Oh. That was close. Halberd. Do I have the stats for it? No. 20 strength, 14 dex. I am at... not enough for that, anywhere near. Oh yeah, I know what you mean. So watching people play through the original Dark Souls, knowing what's coming for, what's waiting for them, what they're going up to, is always fun. So I can imagine what it's like with Dark Souls 2. It's just that I've never been in the position where I'm the one people watching go through a Dark Souls game for the first time. But you know, part of the fun of the stream. Let's check upstairs. Did I go upstairs? No, I came from in there. Life gem, yay. I've got a bunch of souls. I hope this is not a boss. Okay, good. It's also weird how long we've gone and we've not had a boss. I hope the first boss isn't the salamander. Oh hey, this is the other side. That means go back to the bonfire now. Climb up. Okay, so having the woman level you up, but having you able to get back here with every bonfire? Yeah, I found the shortcut. But having you able to get back here with every bonfire, but having her level you up, feels like the same idea as the original with leveling up at every bonfire. With it's a loading screen thrown in front of it, and that feels like a bad idea. And a lot of talking is unnecessary. Okay, let's try and get that halberd as soon as possible.
Over the hill and path where a man peered straight at whatever.
Alright, mansion. Mansion. This? The cat's still in there. No, we haven't seen a boss yet. That's what I'm really weirded out about. By this point in the first game, we would at least be up to the Taurus demon, probably. Imagine the first time through, the Asylum demon would be done by now. That's a big book. This is what the merchant was selling. Huh. But yeah, imagine the first time through, Taurus demon probably, but the Asylum demon will be done by now. Not even had a tutorial boss, it's weird. So where's this map? Is it this? Huh. Map carved in stone. Doesn't seem to have any significance though, beyond being an interesting piece of the scenery. Yeah, I probably don't want to go down there yet. I need to stop breaking those. The shaking, the movement of the chest, it just makes me instinctively think, oh, it's going to turn into a mimic, get it. But no, you can destroy chests in this game. I feel like destroying them is a bad idea. Huh. Well, let's progress. That's interesting, but I don't think I want to go downstairs yet. Yeah, the mimics... Learning to tell them... learning to visually distinguish them is great. I'm concerned that the tell is different in this game. Which has me worried. Especially because if there's one thing I'm aware of with Dark Souls as the series went forward, they kind of, I know they dived a little too heavily into the idea of, oh, Dark Souls is a difficult game and that's why people love it. So I've played Dark Souls 3 more than I've played this, though I've not played it that far. I played it for about 3 or 4 hours. Damn it. Stupid walls. And Dark Souls 3 was... the difficulty just felt wrong. Like it was difficult for the sake of it. Though I'll admit it grabbed me more than Dark Souls 2 did when I first played this. This is probably going to be a problem. This is probably a boss arena. Well, see ya. Gentlemen. There we go. Yeah, a lot of the, especially the early difficulty, which is what I've played of Dark Souls 3, felt like it was pushing too hard. Yeah, great. Oh, this is a boss. Is that a giant? The hole in the face is simultaneously unsettling, while also being not as unsettling as I expected. Oh, it can move. Uh-oh. Oh, it is a big guy, isn't it? You know, I feel like the lock-on might not be necessary here. 2 bosses in the 3rd game. I'll get to Dark Souls 3 eventually. I do want to do the full series. But, you know, after 1 comes 2. Who knows, maybe after 2 I'll do Bloodborne before I do 3. Again, Bloodborne is a game that I've started but not really gotten anywhere with. So I've not been able to get into Bloodborne and figure out how it works. My mind's too Dark Souls for it. It's been a real problem. So I've had help from friends with trying to get in it. But the problem there was the friends were basically just leading me, which led to me not really... not really memorising the locations, because we're just flying through them because the friends are leading me. It's like, I don't need to pay attention to this and look at where I'm going because the friends are leading me. And 2, the friends are the ones kind of just taking out everything, so I'm not learning the combat properly. So I need to sit down with it at some point and learn it properly myself, which... sometime after Dark Souls 2. I love a lot of Bloodborne's ideas. You know, considering just how wide the space is between that thing's legs, I don't like that I can't get through it. No, I'll get to Bloodborne at some point. It's going to be after Dark Souls 2, but after we finish this, because I want to finish this. I mean, we're now further than I've been before in this. After this, probably take a break from the Soul series again. When did I start streaming? In May, maybe? There we go, get through the legs. And now here we are in late November and we're doing the 2nd game. Because like we said earlier on, the first stream I did was Dark Souls. Bam. It was May. Thanks, Bane. It's really off-putting that the victory achieved bit appears on the lower half of the screen rather than the centre. Soldier key, where does that get me? Oh, there it is. Keys, keys. Soldier's door in the Forest of Giants. Alright. Thanks, Ben. Yeah, it wasn't an overly difficult boss. I only had to heal once. Not that one. It was interesting, though. Look forward to seeing what the next boss is. Now the trick's going to be to figure out where the door is that I want. It's taken up most of the stream, but at least we killed one boss. Oh, that's what Jesse was talking about that one time. Okay, it was 14 for the halberd. Yeah, 10. 4 more. Alright. Pull. There we go, switch back. Alright. Now let's take the Forest of the Giants from the beginning again. Try and find this door we're looking for. Could do with more life gems. But yeah, no. After we do Dark Souls 2, it'll be a while before we do the next Souls game after that. Mostly because I don't want to get burned out. It's been a while since I did Dark Souls 1, and now I'm totally ready for Dark Souls 2, and I'm enjoying it. Right, this is... okay. You sneaky bugger. Awesome. But yeah, the next Souls game probably will be Bloodborne. That's the release order. So, Professor, as somebody who's beaten this game, is there a riposte in this for as a follow-up to a parry? And I'm just doing it wrong, or is it just not something you can do? Because it feels... it doesn't feel right. Ah, where's your egg? Now I want to travel. Used to the bonfire menu layout from the first game. You can't do the parry, or you can't do the riposte. Damn it. It's always the risk with the parry. You pull it off, it's great. You don't, and, you know, it's your own fault. I don't want boots, I want life gems. You talking to me or Professor Bane? Let me just because I've played the Dead Rising games and I thought you might have known that. At some point I need to go through one of them and actually finish them. So with the focus on multiple playthroughs, to get strong enough to beat the boss, to beat the psychopaths, I never actually finished any of them. Dead Rising 1 is a game I've not really played because it was only available on the 360. I have it now on PS4 as part of the Dead Rising collection. But the one I spent the most time on was probably 2. But I did just kind of stop that because of the reasons I just stated. The focus on the multiple playthroughs to get you strong enough to beat the bosses. It was an idea I wasn't fond of. And it was around the time where I was starting to lose my attention, my focus on games anyway. Really didn't need to miss that. But Dead Rising 1 though, Dead Rising 1 was kind of rough. It might be worth, if you can pick it up cheap enough, trying Dead Rising 2, Professor. Anniversary Edition. Is that the collection of 1, 2 and Off the Record? Oh damn it, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, I've got it. If you pick it up, I can play through some of them with you. 1 isn't co-op, but 2 and Off the Record are. But it's a fun enough zombie game. Fun enough... there's a big emphasis on the comedy of fighting the zombies. At least, yeah, it doesn't take itself overly seriously, which is nice. That said, like, if you don't enjoy the first one, I would say try the second. The first one had problems, but if you do enjoy the first one but you're like, it's got problems, go for the second. And also, you know, 2 and Off the Record a co-op I'll play through. I'll play through some of them with you. Oh, what have you actually, what have you managed to complete in your embargo then? I was keeping a list of stuff I completed this year, and then I stopped doing that after, like, March. So I've got a list of some stuff that I completed earlier in the year, and then, like, nothing I completed after, like, March. Give me a bloody life gem. Oh, I did go this way. And number 3. There it is. Damn it, out of stamina. There we go. 1 life gem. Damn it. Now what watch out for the guy on the right. Damn it. Well. I suppose for me the bigger issue, more than buying games at this point, because of how many games I've got that I've not played at this point, I'm pretty good at not buying games unless they're at what I consider to be a really good price. But at this point, I have to really stop myself from buying a new system. And when I say a new system, I mean a retro system. It's like we were talking earlier about the possibility of modding my N64 for an RGB output. And there's a site that I've been looking at that will just sell pre-modded N64s, which will just solve the problem. And I've been in like several points where I'm like, yeah, I want to get that. I want to get that. But I really shouldn't. Especially since I'm not entirely sure about the actual difference in video quality. So, you know, that's my big problem at the minute. Is this the locked door? Yes, it is. Nice. No, 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 you get back here. A hand axe and a radiant life gem. Did this get me anywhere, though? About all of Hack Rico took a while. Oh, here we go. Really do with a torch. You know, that reminds me, I need to get around to playing Yoshi's Island. God damn it. Like, not Yoshi's New Island, just like specifically the original. The soapstone. Yep, summon sign. Yeah, we discussed my opinion on the Hack games. The idea is neat, I just didn't like the gameplay of the first set of games. So that got me the soapstone, but this isn't actually progress. Oh, that's a chest. Leather shield. Nope. Is it? I've got it, I've not played it yet. Well, the Yoshi's Island series is just a series I've not really gotten into. I spent a bunch of time with Yoshi's Island DS. Back on the DS, and did I finish it? I got pretty far in. I don't remember if I finished it. But I didn't enjoy it. It's really easy. Yeah, I don't really have a problem with easy games. My problem is when games, if the easiness makes it boring. It was my big problem with Super Mario 3D Land on the 3DS. It was really easy for most of the game and also really boring. Level design wasn't overly interesting. It just didn't really do anything. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see, maybe. But, like I said, the Yoshi series just isn't a series I've really gotten into. Yoshi's Story is a game that I need to spend some time with. Not to mention the original Yoshi's Island. So easy that it's bad. I guess the best idea will be go down, but let's spend some souls first. Yeah, I think Mario 3D Land started getting interesting about World 6, but that's a long time.
Bearer of the seek, lest this.
Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze is... I mean, I've made my opinion on this clear several times before. I'd pick it up for the Switch if it wasn't so overpriced. It's like they've got the Black Friday sales on the Switch eShop right now, and there's some games at reasonable prices. They've also got New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe for £35, and they think that's a good sale price. It's like all you did was add Toadette to it. I bought New Super Mario Bros. U on the Wii U, bundled with New Super Luigi U because it's the Nintendo Selects version. I bought that years ago for £20 brand new because that's the price Nintendo put it out at. Oh, the Soldier Key does more. Cool. But now they want that much. Oh, I understand the love of Donkey Kong Country. I just think Nintendo's taking the piss with the price. Ring of Restoration. You know, it's not a bad idea. One day I'll get around to actually playing it. I've got it on Wii U. One day I'll get around to playing it. Like I say, it's a game I wouldn't mind owning on Switch, but for the price. Hello. Are you a friend? Nope. This is going to be nasty. Come on. You know, that didn't get me a lot. This might take a while. What about the backstab? But yeah, the price of Switch stuff is unbelievable. And the price Nintendo wants for the Switch stuff. So I follow a site called Deku Deals. I've probably mentioned this before. But I follow a site called Deku Deals because it keeps track of Switch games. From various different retailers to always give you an idea of when they go on sale for any amount. Part of the issue with that is the standard price they go off is the price Nintendo tells them. Not the price Nintendo tells Deku Deals, because they don't say anything at Deku Deals. The price that Nintendo says is the standard price. which means for Breath of the Wild, the standard price is £60. Still, despite the fact the game is like 2 years old, it's 2.5 years old. £60, no. But then you've also got the thing with that, no retailer is putting Breath of the Wild out for £60. So technically, it's always on sale. £35 isn't necessarily a bad price, especially since you bought it physically new. And I think the physical edition is a limited thing. Like, it's not even just Nintendo though. Capcom has been ridiculous. Yeah, that's generally the thing. You're probably going to see it for that price now. But the fact that it's 2.5 years old, it shouldn't be that price. Yeah, it didn't get me much. It was a fun fight, it didn't get me much. Steam, I would say, is one of the best markets, one of the best places for a buyer. Precisely because of just how often stuff goes on sale, but not just that. The PC market. Because you've got various places you can buy stuff from with the PC. If you're after digital on console, you have very limited number of places. And if you're after digital for Nintendo, then like there's other places that started doing it, like the Humble Store has started selling Switch games. You can buy codes off Humble Store. But the issue with that is you can only buy them for how much they put out, and they need to make some kind of profit based on the price they've gotten them for. Oh, this feels like a bad idea. But yeah, no, Capcom has come out and announced Devil May Cry 3 for Switch. Cool, it's £16 on its own. You can buy the HD trilogy for... Oh, no! Oh, okay. I was worried then. You can buy the HD trilogy on PS4, Xbox One, or PC for about 20, 25. And Capcom has announced now that Devil May Cry 3 is coming to Switch. They have announced that Japan is getting a physical collection of them. Except it's not a physical collection, it is you buy the physical version, you get Devil May Cry 1 on cartridge. And then 2 and 3 are download codes. Skeletons still have bleeds. This is a bad location. No. Damn it. It's not just 4 and 5, it's all the Resident Evils. It's almost all the Capcom games. I say almost all because Okami is actually priced pretty well. Okami is priced the same way it is on other systems. Thanks, Bane. It's been a while since we saw that, actually. Oh, we're actually gone over time. I need to wrap this up. But yeah, Resident Evil 0 Remake 4, 5 and 6 are £30 each on the Switch. And I've heard that the ports of 5 and 6 are actually pretty good. But the ports of... yeah, I'm gonna call it once I've got these souls and hit another bonfire. The reports... what was I saying? The ports, not the reports, the ports of RE0 Remake and 4 are probably the weakest versions. They're also the most expensive versions. I don't think a physical copy of RE4 on GameCube will cost you £30. Damn it. Okay, come on. Into my realm. Okay, 3 attacks. 3 attacks is all I can spare before I need to really watch my stamina. Three. From what I've heard, like, the demos played like garbage. They put a demo of 5 and 6 out on Switch, and I heard the demos played really bad. But the actual games, when they came out, I've heard played pretty good. But there becomes a problem of... can I make that? No, probably not. There's the problem of... RE5 and 6 are co-op. You can play them single player, but the co-op is there, and oh... co-op is a big focus, and there's no getting around that. And since the big selling point of the Switch... did that guy fall off? That guy fell off. The big selling point of the Switch is portable. And it kind of kills that as an idea. Uh-oh. It's like, yeah, no, play it co-op when you've got it hooked up to your TV. But are you going to be playing it co-op portable? Because if not, then why not just buy it on anything else? Oh, I wish the whip was useful in this series. It's like I played through RE5 for the first time recently solo. Every other time I played it in co-op with somebody. So I played it for the first time solo recently. It was earlier this year. And it was okay. It's not something I really want to do again. Because it wasn't particularly great. You ever feel like you've made a mistake? If I can lure that guy out here, maybe he'll fall off. I can dream. Damn it. Yeah, like, if you're not playing it co-op, like, undocked, why are you buying it on Switch? But then why would you want to play it co-op undocked? But yeah, Capcom has announced that now that Devil May Cry 3 is coming to Switch, Japan is getting a physical edition, and it is Devil May Cry 1 on cartridge with 2 and 3 download. And it becomes a case of, well then, what is the point? It's like how the US got a physical edition of the Revelations collection, but it only has Revelations 1 on the cartridge. Revelations 2 is a download code, but Revelations 2 is also the bigger file. You've never played RE5 all the way through before? That surprises me. Yeah, what else have you got? What is it? The Resident Evil Origins collection, did they call it? Which is... it's Zero and Remake on Switch. And I think Remake's on the cartridge and Zero's a download code, which again, makes you question the point. Especially since they're charging the same price as the two digitally. Because Capcom has been really crap with the Switch. Oh no, there is actually another Capcom game that's reasonably priced on Switch, Onimusha Warlords. And I think, like Okami HD, they might have come out together on other systems. Oh, you've only done it once, alright. Oh, the first time in ages. I misread that. That's my bad. I don't remember if Okami came out on PS4, Xbox One, and Switch at the same time. But Onimusha Warlords did, and I'm guessing that's why Onimusha Warlords was reasonably priced on Switch. I don't think that was confirmed. I think that was Kamiya and... oh yeah, that's why I didn't go up there. I think that was Kamiya and another staff member who worked on Okami got together and were like, we want to do Okami too. But I mean, Kamiya is at Platinum Games. And the other staff member, oh dear. Oh dear. The other staff member, I think, she was at Platinum Games, she isn't anymore. She was at Tango Gameworks, which is Shinji Mikami's company that made Evil Within. Don't mind me. But she left that recently, I remember hearing. But for Okami 2 to happen, Capcom would have to agree to it. And, you know, that's probably the biggest barrier for it. Because while Okami is kind of a cult classic at this point and is a much-loved game, Okami didn't sell well. I feel like this pathway isn't taking me anywhere. I think RE5's fine. If you have somebody to play it co-op with, RE5's solid. Oh my god. If you have somebody to play it co-op with, RE5 is a solid game. Solo, it's not really entertaining. It doesn't have the same kind of appeal that RE4 does. I need to get around to playing Okami at some point. That's a game I should do for the stream, because I've played it for about an hour. And that's it. I've not really done much with Okami. And it is a game I need to spend more time with. What was it? Clover Studio did Okami? I could believe Clover Studio did Okami. It's one of those games that fits their profile. like Beautiful Joe, which I need to get around to, and God knows I need to finish God Hand one day. Yeah, maybe I'll do Okami on stream some point. The biggest worry I have with it is I've heard it's really long. Really long. Wait, you did professional in RE5 with the AI? Yeah, I've heard Okami's huge. And it's my biggest worry with doing it. But I need to do it at some point. It's been on my list for too long. I've bought it too many times to not finish it one day. What do? I have it on... Jeez. I have it on PS2, I have it on PS3, PS4 and Switch now. Oh, jeez. So I did professional once on co-op. And vowed never to do it again. And the sad thing is, it was on PC with my dad, so I didn't even get a trophy out of it. And we only did, I Want You Dead. I only did RE5 co-op at that point. I only did RE5 on professional at that point. Because there was really nothing else to do in the game. Get down! Like, everything else had been done. Walls. Last life gem. Damn it. I knew that was coming. Get up! This Ring of Regeneration is really not regenerating fast enough. Damn it. I think RE5 is fun to go through co-op. But overall, I don't think it's, even co-op with the right partner, it's not as fun as RE4. What I'm going to want to do is just get my souls back and go back to the bonfire, and then call it a night. So we're really not going to get anywhere else tonight, I can feel it. Alright. You know, lighting effects around those are actually really nice. Yeah, I don't I'll play with friends. I'm beyond the point now where I'll play with randoms. It's usually not worth the hassle. And, while it might be kind of ironic as a streamer, I'm not generally comfortable talking with people I don't know. There we go. But if you ever pick up RE5 on PS4, like if you grab it cheap, let me know and I'll run through it with you. I always enjoy running through a game like that with a friend. But RE6, I'll need some convincing to do. Why do I keep going up there? It's never been a good idea. But RE6, I'll need some convincing. Why do I get the feeling this will be a bad idea? Oh, there's a hole here. An NPC invader. Or is it? Well, RE5, unlike RE4, is very streamlined. Yeah, so I heard you can... We're offline. The console isn't online, which means it has to have been an NPC invader. I tried setting up to play online, and it just wasn't cooperating. So, making progress, then I fell off a bloody cliff. But yeah, RE5, I don't know it anywhere near as well as RE4. But because of just how streamlined it is, there's no backtracking, there's not really any exploration. It's easy to go through. I feel like a lot of the compromises in the game design are entirely because it's a co-op game. Like the weaker inventory system, because they wanted to speed the inventory management up because you're playing it co-op. Yeah, we see, that's a fair point actually, I forgot about that. You know, it'll actually be a shame to turn online back on because I've really enjoyed these cleaner environments. But no, we started and it was like, yeah, no, let me set the online up. And then it just wouldn't do it. Because while I might prefer to not have the online on, it's an important part of the Dark Souls experience. And I wouldn't want to leave that off by choice. But it just wouldn't work. Alright, let's do this. I went to finish this a while back. Well, see you. Go. They've learned to use doors. We may be doomed. Don't mind me, I'm just really uncomfortable around cliffs. That's a dead giant. Bonfire, yay, let's call it. Look at the lighting on that, that's really nice. Well, we made progress. You know, I'm glad I did this today. Really enjoyed this. I'm gonna have to rework the schedule. But that's gonna call it for today's stream. I want to thank everybody who joined. Really appreciate the support. Thank you for... You know what, we're gonna... While I do the goodbyes, we're gonna level up. I always appreciate the support. Special thanks to Bane, Professor Snape, and Star for joining the chat. I always appreciate that. Come on, give me 2 more points in Dex. There we go. Well, it's going to get more interesting probably next time we come back with this. Especially now we've got my boy. That's a different moveset. It's a swing, and then the second hits a thrust. No, I don't know how comfortable I am about that. Let's get back. Yes, this will continue on Thursday. I've quite enjoyed this. We'll continue this on Thursday. We're back 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time, GMT, on Thursday with more Dark Souls 2. This has been a good idea. I'm glad I did it. And the sense of progress is always palpable, so that's good. Look forward to the eventual Dark Souls 2 stream where we play for the entire stream and make 0 progress. But then on Sunday, we're going to be retiring Resident Evil Sundays, and I think we'll do a blind playthrough of something else that is more light-hearted and also a completely different genre. And I'm thinking Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. Because I've been meaning to play that for a while, and I've just not gotten around to it. What's going on Discord? Discord. I'm kind of tired of Resident Evil for the minute. Resident Evil is never going to disappear from the stream for long. We're always going to be coming back to Resident Evil sooner or later. It's never going to disappear for an extended period. But I'm kind of done with it for a little while. Let's take a break. And particularly because I want to be doing 2 games like that. Having Tuesday, Thursday for Dark Souls isn't a bad idea. It gets us making progress through those regularly. And then doing Billy Hatcher on Sunday. Billy Hatcher is not going to be as long a game as this. Hopefully that'll work out. Hopefully Billy Hatcher is going to be something I enjoy. So I've been meaning to play that for a long time. add that to the list of games I've said that I've been meaning to play for a long time. But yeah, once again, I want to thank everybody who joined the stream. Thank you so much for watching. I always really appreciate the support. Special thanks once again to Bane, Professor, and Star for joining the chat. Break from RE5 forever. I'm going to have to go back to RE5 at some point. It's going to have to be done for the channel. And to be fair, I don't hate RE5, but my main concern is whether or not I'm going to have somebody play it co-op with me. We'll see. We'll see about that. But that's channel concerns, not stream. But like I said, I enjoy RE5. I think it's a decent enough game. But it really does thrive in its co-op. When you have a partner that you can rely on to do their own thing. Whereas the AI will follow you without doing anything of any interest. Up until there's a point where you have to split up, at which point they will dive right in there to make sure you can't go first. That was probably the most irritating thing about playing it on single player for the first time. But yeah, no, we'll continue Resident Evil sooner or later. It's never going to disappear from the stream for long. But I've done a lot of Resident Evil recently. We had RE2 for the Halloween stream. The RE marathon wasn't too long ago, and there was a bunch of that. Was it RE2 for the Halloween channel, or for Halloween on the channel? We've done a bunch of RE3. We did more RE2 on Sunday, and I was kind of tired of it, honestly. And I'm not really in the mood to do anything else with it right now, but we'll come back to it. But for the minute, Dark Souls and something else on Sunday, and I really want to do a platformer, and I'm thinking Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg on GameCube, because let's do GameCube. But that said, maybe not, because I'm debating at some point next year having like an extended period of just GameCube games, because I love the GameCube. But we'll see. It's a weird idea. But yeah, thank you all for watching. Thank you for sticking around during my rambling. We're back on Thursday, 8 PM Greenwich Mean Time. But in the meantime, have yourself a fantastic time of day, and take care.